Alrighty, Trucker Todd here. Time for another video. I'm in Eagan, Minnesota at the headquarters. Just bought some new shirts and hats and stuff. And I've been saying for a while I was going to do a video about the terminals. Okay, as you guys know, before I worked here until 2014. And now that it's 2020, I thought it might be nice to kind of compare some of the terminals and see how they've changed over the years. They give you this book in orientation, and it has some information about each of the terminals. It was actually published this year in 2020, but I've noticed that some of the information has changed. Excuse me. And so I don't know if it's strictly because of COVID or why the changes took place, but in this video I'm going to tell you about all the terminals and how they've changed since 2014. And in full disclosure, I'll also tell you the terminals that I have not been back to this time around, and as a bonus I'll even tell you which one's my favorite of the bunch. So y'all hang in there with me. Here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down, flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round, for my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
Okay, we're back. As I've said in previous videos, YouTube is unsubscribing a lot of people, so look down below this video. Make sure that you're still subscribed. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and do it. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video on your social media platforms. Also, in the description below, there's my email address. You can email me any questions you might have. You can leave comments below. If you are ready to apply at Dart Transit, there's a link there. It'll pair you up with the recruiter I work with. He's a great guy that'll get you through orientation in smooth fashion. And if you're old school, you're not quite ready to do the link yet, his name and phone number's down there. Give him a call and he'll be happy to answer your questions and get you on your way. Also, my driver number's down there. Tell him you've seen Trucker Todd on YouTube. Give him my driver number. That helps me, but it also helps you. I've mentioned in other videos, I had a guy that couldn't get his employment verified. I happen to know some of the higher-ups at that company, and I was able to help him get his employment verified. So, it helps me, but it could potentially help you too. Now, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into today's video. I'm going to use this book so that I don't skip any terminals. The first one I'd like to talk about is Ellenwood, Georgia, which is right outside of Atlanta. Now, I have not been there in 2020. Last time I was there was in 2014. I really liked that terminal. At the time in 2014, there wasn't a lot going on at the office. Only a handful of people worked there. But I had to have some work done in their Pro Stop shop. And in my opinion, they're the best shop in the company. I really like the Pro Stop in Ellenwood, Georgia. Or I did in 2014. It may have changed, but to the best of my knowledge and from what I've heard from other drivers, it's still a really good shop. It shows that they have trailer service, tire service. It shows that they are able to work on your truck still, and that they do have showers. One thing also I like about here, the terminals all have truck parking. Staff is really friendly. We just went in there and bought some merchandise. The lady that used to run it when I was here in 2014 retired, and the new people they had in there were great, really friendly, really helpful. And so that's one thing to go to terminals where you feel welcomed. I've worked for companies, especially the mega carriers, where they treat you like it's us versus them, and you don't get that feel here. You'll see when I talk about this next terminal that they really have a small trucking company feel. All right, let's talk about the next one. It's in Sellersburg, Indiana. Now, Sellersburg, Indiana is technically my home terminal now. Used to be Dallas, I think, because my fleet manager's in Sellersburg, that I have been moved to that terminal. This is where some of the information has changed. This shows tire and truck service. To the best of my knowledge, they no longer have it. They used to have a shop across the street, and it's now a KW dealer. They do have showers there, and they can do your settlements there. And so this terminal, if you come from a small company and you like the small company feel, you're really going to like this terminal. When I was there the other day, I got to meet with the operations manager and my fleet manager. Meet them for the first time. They showed me the facilities, and we talked about some of the changes over the years. The offices are pretty much the same. They've made some changes for COVID. Like they've got these little wooden doors over the windows where you used to talk to people. But it's still a really nice terminal. They have free laundry facilities there. How many trucking companies offer that? Where you can do your laundry for free in there. Big screen TV with like what we would call theater seating. And of course vending machines and things like that. They do a few orientations there, but not company-wide. It's just for certain divisions. And so if you come to work here, the Sellersburg terminal is definitely a nice place to stop. Okay, let's move on. Vandalia, Ohio. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I have never ever been to this terminal. It shows to have truck and trailer repair. It shows to basically be a shop, tire repair. Doesn't show any driver amenities beyond that. As I said, I've never been there, and I've never heard anyone comment on this terminal, so I can't say if it's good or bad or either way on it. The next one. This is the last one I'll have limited knowledge on, and then the others I can give you more details. Edwardsville, Illinois. I have not been inside the doors of this terminal, but I have passed by it. The outside of it looks very nice. Tons of parking. The building's in good shape. It shows truck and trailer repair, tire service, and it does show to have showers. I picked up a load right across the street from there one day, and I was kind of pressed for time, so I didn't go in there. But nice place, and I look forward to seeing it in the future. Okay, now let's move on to my favorite terminal of all the terminals. They call it Dallas, Texas, but it's actually in Lancaster, Texas. They'll do your settlements there, and I need to probably explain what that is. In Sellersburg, Lancaster, and in Eagan, you can get your settlements done that day. If you scan them online, you can do it, but I think the cutoff's 1:30 every day to get paid that day. If not, it rolls over to the next day. You can get an EFS check. You can get it direct deposited. If you direct deposit it, it goes in your bank account the next morning. Well, I should say depends on your bank. It goes into my bank the next morning. And I've had several banks with this company, and it's always gone in the next morning. But I know if I don't lay that disclaimer in there, somebody's bank will hold it 2 or 3 days, and they'll say, well, Trucker Todd said. So in all of my experiences, my direct deposit's always gone in the next day. If I did an EFS, I got it later that day. So let's talk about this Lancaster terminal. They do have a pro stop shop there. I've heard drivers complain about it. I've never had a bad experience there. I did try to go in there recently, and they said, we can't even look at you today. So I would say the Lancaster shop is probably, they're very busy for sure. And if you're going to go there for repairs, make an appointment. Let them know you're coming in advance. and hopefully they can get you worked in. They do it all there. They have a trailer shop, a truck shop. They do tires. There is showers there. They used to have a weight room, and the weight room has been closed, and it had 2 additional showers out there. They still have showers in the main building. And the thing about this terminal is the driver's lounge used to be kind of ratty in 2014. It is greatly improved. They've remodeled all that. They've put new showers in, and it's a really nice facility. I remember going there for orientation back in September and not knowing they had improved all that, and I was like, wow, this looks great. And they offer free coffee in there. It's a machine, and it's got cappuccinos and all kinds of lattes and stuff in there too, if you like the fancier coffees like I do. There's also hot chocolate, and it's free. And then they have like a mini convenience store, like a row of snacks and drinks and stuff that you can pay for right in there. And then several vendors bring food by and sell it. There's a lot of different food options there, and a pretty nice place to stay. There used to be horrible potholes in the parking lot, and they've since repaired the vast majority of that. And so I would say the Lancaster Terminal is probably the most improved out of all of them, because when I left in 2014, it definitely had some areas that needed to be addressed, and they appear to have addressed those areas, and it's a lot better place to visit now. As I said, Lancaster, Texas, Dallas, Texas Terminal is probably my favorite in the bunch. Okay, next, the terminal I'm currently at, Eagan, Minnesota. This is my first time back here since 2014. I wanted to come in here and check it out before I made this video, give you guys my honest opinion about it. I would say it's slightly improved. They still have the weight room. They still have the company store. Driver's lounge looks basically the same. The big addition is they used to have the old style vending machines, and now they have basically the mini convenience store option, like what the Dallas terminal does. Everybody here is super friendly. People I didn't know were coming up to my wife and I saying, good morning, how are y'all? Things like that. There's tons of parking here. It's a huge facility. And the Pro Stop here is probably the one that most rivals the one in Ellenwood. I've had work done here, not recently, but in 2014. And I always had good results here. Definitely if I had something that was trivial, that I wasn't sure what it was, these guys have seen it all, and I'd probably want to bring it here for repairs if I couldn't find a KW dealer. And so that's it as far as that goes. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. And oh, one more thing about Eagan I forgot to mention. They also have fuel here, and we have a fuel optimizer thing that'll tell you where the cheapest is. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's not, but it usually is here. So if you're ever at the Eagan terminal, check out the fuel too. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up now. We're going a little longer than what I'd planned on going. And we'll catch you on the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.